Hi carms, here's your tutorial on how to configure the images in iPhoto. I hope you enjoy, and the music in the background is Damien and Marcia Howard, and they're singing a really nice ballad. Okay, thank you. Hi carms, it's Damien back again. I was just reviewing the audio take just before, and I realised with this noise cancelling microphone, I really do sound like I'm on local radio. Can't you imagine? Hi, it's 7 minutes after the hour here at ABC Bendigo, and if you've just tuned in, you've missed out on the startling and hilarious story of Max from Witchy Proof about the time he found a brown snake in his car, and it bit him 7 times, and he spent 9 weeks in intensive care. We've got other great stories coming up later on, including Joe and his little incident with a chainsaw that now has him hobbling around on one leg. I'm sure you can't wait for that one. Thank you. Do have a voice for radio, don't I? Now, we'll leave those stories and get back into the real stuff, which is fixing photos. Evening. I'm talking on a USB headset and it really sounds weird. But this is what you need to do to make your photos nice and small for pages so that your reports don't crash. Well, the cover part anyway. What you need to do is open up iPhoto. Now I'm going to show you something. If you hold down the Option key when you click iPhoto, it will ask what photo library do you want to use. Now if you've got photos of yourself sunning on the beach in Bali that you don't want kids to see, you could create a new photo library and store all your photos that the kids you don't want them seeing, put them in the new library. It's just create new, and then by default it will be in the pictures directory, and you might call it home, whatever. I'm going to click cancel, but I use this quite a bit because if you have a look, I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 5 libraries. I'm just going to pick the default one and just click choose. By default it will open the last library. If you don't hold down the Option key when it starts, it will load the last library you were using. So if you were looking at photos of yourself sunning yourself on the beach in Bali at home, if you don't hold Option key when you load iPhoto at school, you will be looking at photos of yourself sunning yourself on the beach in Bali, and so will all the kids. So good idea. Anyway, once you're in iPhoto, I'm going to make a new album. You see it's got 14 photos selected. That's a pain in something. You can't, it's annoying. Yeah, new album. That will allow me to have one, and I'm going to call it students. And I'm going to call it large, so I remember it's the large photos. Now I'm just going to go through my iPhoto library, and I'm going to pick about 10 photos. So I'm going to hold down the Command key, which allows me to select photos. If I held down the Shift key and dragged, I'd be able to get a lot. There's about 6, that'll do. I'm going to grab them, and where's my album? Keep going. There, students large. Now if I click on there, I've got a few photos in there. Got quite a few actually. If I click on one and then get information, info, I've already reduced that. Oh, bugger. What have I done? Ah, there we go. Now I've got some photos. If you have a look, these are the ones I scanned. They're 23 meg. Now if I put those in an album, they're going to crash. So what I do a Command A, and that's select all, and I'm going to export them. So export, I'm going to do JPEG, medium. I don't want full size. I'm just going to go for large, which is 1024:768. Export, I'm going to make a folder on the desktop so I can get rid of it. New folder, exported images. Yep, create and done. Shouldn't take long. Now let's get through those big ones. Now this sounds a little bit Groundhog-ish Day, where you got to import them back in, but that's so they're smaller. So I'm now going to import to library, the very ones I just exported. There they are, exported images. And I'm going to import them, and it's just quickly done that. It will show my last imported files. There they are, 20 photos. So I am now going to go create, and see it's got 20 photos selected. I'm going to create an album, and I'm going to call them small students images. Now, the reason why we did that, if you click on a photo now, they're only 30k. Now if we go down to those ones, these were 23 meg, they're now 130k. When we're printing them, you'll be very hard pressed to see the difference. That's what we wanted to do. So I've grabbed the photos that I wanted, I dropped them into a new folder. I did that by going to File and New to avoid it picking all the photos. I won't swear. Once I had them in the folder, which was Students Large, I did a Command A, and I did a file, and I exported them out to a folder. I then went and did import, and I imported the ones that I just exported. Once that was done, I then created a new album, and it had 20 photos selected because it naturally selects your last import or the last folder you're working with. And now I just go into Pages, so I'm going to quit iPhoto. I'm now going to go into Pages, there it is, and I'm going to move that to the other screen, so it just disappeared, but trust me, it's still there. You just can't see it. Carms are still getting their head around that. And if I go to Media now, and I'm waiting for photos, it'll take a while for my thumbnails to update. If I go to Photos, I can now find small students images, and they're the ones I want to work from because I know they're really small. If I open recent, yep, that's the demo file. No, I need the covers. Open recent, covers for merge finalized. And there it is, and I just grab a photo now and drop it in. And that's all you need to do. You're working from really small photos now, and it won't make the file size very big. How's that?
My fears to help me to